Let's get it. What's up, everybody? This Bigga Visions, and I want to welcome everybody to the Bigga Vision Show. And the Bigga Vision Show is basically a simple show, podcast, I guess you could call it. And what we touch bases on, just average people, normal people, real life scenarios, real life issues, opinions, advice, suggestions. And today's episode, we're going to start off with me. And I'm going to tell everybody a little bit of my story and why I chose to do this podcast. So, I chose to do this podcast because, I get a lot of people telling me, I talk to a lot of people, and for some reason, I guess you could say I'm this spirit that is very confident, I guess. I've been told this. And in that, people like to tell me their life stories. So I'm gonna tell y'all mine. You know what I'm saying? For the people who don't know, I grew up in Miami-Dade County, Florida, 305 till I die. And grew up in a normal surroundings based on, I guess you could say, cause they consider us black. Grew up in the hood, poverty, drugs, alcohol, all of that stuff. But anyway, I just growing up in those surroundings and those environments, you see a lot of things. And then those things that you see, you don't realize, I guess I'm going to say I didn't realize until I got older. And I started to realize like how much the environment that I grew up in had an effect on my life as an adult, and I don't make no excuses, you know what I'm saying? Like my parents did the best they could, you know what I'm saying? So in that, I just literally just, just like any normal kid, just go outside, have fun with your friends, get in a little trouble, but not too much trouble. I would say that I was different from all of my peers and even my siblings, you know what I'm saying? So growing up in those surroundings, you see a lot, you hear a lot, you do a lot. You grew up kind of fast. So in that, now that I'm older, I realize like, damn, that shit really affected a nigga life. Like, and I hate to say it, like, cause it almost seemed like an excuse, and it almost seemed like, you know what I'm saying? Like I guess you could say I'm downplaying my parents, and they could like take it as if I'm saying like they didn't do enough. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you really got to look at it, and it's more systematic than it is anything. So I tell my story because it's hard out here for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is different, and in that, you know what I'm saying? No matter what level you on, we all got issues. So I started this podcast because I just didn't want to hold on to the rage and the anger and the traumatic things that I seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I figured, hell, instead of being emotional about it and trying to point the finger at people, oh yeah, it was you and this and it was because of this and that. It's like, shit, why not talk about it? You know what I'm saying? And share it with the world and just basically see like if there's anybody out there who could relate, because I know it's many people out there who could relate to this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no different from nobody, and I tell anybody that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no different. My issues ain't no greater than yours, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my eyes, every man, every woman, every child, as far as living beings, we all equal, man. So I just take this opportunity, you know what I'm saying? I was been supposed to do this, but life happens, man. But I guess you could say because of the coronavirus, you know what I'm saying? Like it really, I guess it's forcing everybody to sit down, and I'm like, shoot, just like everybody else, what better time than now? So here we are, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this moment is very important to me because, a lot of people tell me that, people will listen. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I really want from people anyway. You know what I'm saying? I I don't really need nothing else, just an ear, just to get these issues and this traumatic stress off. So, we in the building and we gonna be touching a lot of bases, you know what I'm saying, of a lot of different topics, such as mental health, families, family issues, community issues, race, ethnicity, love, hate. Like, we gonna be touching on a whole bunch of bases. So, you know what I'm saying? I want everybody to stay tuned and, keep your ears open, keep your eyes on the prowl, always stay aware, be humble, and, well, I ain't gonna say be humble, but I'm gonna say, just be aware. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just try your best to be as happy as you can, you know what I'm saying? Because your happiness is not no one's obligation. You know what I'm saying? Like, your happiness is your own obligation. And as long as you remember that, then, you can move around in this world free and as peaceful as possible. Me, every day ain't gonna be like, every day you ain't gonna want to smile. You know what I'm saying? Some days you gonna be like, yeah, I don't want to be around people, and I'm good for that. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta just go within and smile, man, because it's nobody's responsibility to make you happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not your wife responsibility to make you happy, bro. It's not your husband responsibility to make you happy. I mean, they influence your happiness, but the happiness has to come from within. Like, if you're not happy, you could ruin everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could mess up the whole vibe. Like, you can mess up the whole household. And it's just like, man, we all have, like I said, man, we all have issues. We all go through things. The one thing I found, and this is my story. I'm only speaking solely for myself. I ain't talking about nobody else. This ain't nothing general. This is solely me. One of the main reasons why I chose to do this was because I realized that growing up from a kid and growing up in the environment and the situations that I grew up in, I came to the conclusion that, although my parents and my family loved me, it wasn't really so much about love. It was much more about survival because, like, things, like, times was hard, you know what I'm saying? And they wasn't the worst, like, like, I'm not gonna lie and say, like, it was, like, I was a young age sleeping on the streets. Like, nah, it wasn't that, but, at the end of the day, it wasn't stable. So I realized I built up a lot of rage and anger inside, just going through the things that I feel like a child would be forced to go through. A child don't make no decisions. As a child, you just got to go along with what's going on. So, going along with what was going on at the time, I couldn't really express how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And part of me, I didn't want to express it because I understood that, seeing my mom cry, you know what I'm saying, because of our situation and her feeling guilty or whatever she was feeling in the inside, I never wanted to add nothing on top of that. So I always just had this thing where I would just ball everything up. And the older I got, the more I started to lose control of those things, that anger, that rage. And it just seemed like every age I got, I was losing grip. And when I started having my own children, it didn't get no easier. Like, it became more harder. Like, the pressure just added on, And I think, I thank the Most High for, you know, putting me and my family in a situation where it was more survival than it was about anything else, because that strength alone helped me get through it, and it continue to help me get through it every day. You know what I'm saying? And I love a lot of people. I try my best not to love too many people because, like, those bounds, like those bonds and those bounds, like, it's heavy. You know what I'm saying? And when you genuinely love people, being one person, being that we're not omnipresent, meaning we can't be in being many places at once, it's kind of hard to love too many people. You know what I'm saying? So in that, I literally just found myself like kind of like withdrawing from a lot of people, and it's only because like it's hard loving a lot of people, man. And when I started having my own children, it got rough, like it got tougher. You know what I'm saying? And then like all of these things, a lot of times I felt like a child. Even as a parent, I felt like a child, like I couldn't move how I wanted to move because I had so much responsibility on me so early, and the responsibility, I mean, of just like going through life and going through life's trials that, most of us would feel like no child shouldn't have to go through. But, it didn't break me. You know what I'm saying? It continues to make me stronger. And in that, I try my best to be very open-minded and very open-spirited to, any issues that people may be going through. I might be going through it myself or may have been through it. You know what I'm saying? And I try my best to lend the best advice that I can. But come on, son, leave it alone. That's my silly son. Stop. But anyway, so I felt the anger, I felt the rage. So I told myself that if I could recognize it, I know other people see it, but everybody not gonna tell you, like, in nigga terms, that you fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have the, I guess you could say, the cojones, or everybody ain't bold enough to tell you when you messing up or to pull your coattail. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm a smoker. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, everybody ain't gonna tell you. So, for a long time, I wondered why I could recognize my missteps, so I know other people could recognize them, but not too many people would tell me. Probably the only person that would really tell me is my mama. You know what I'm saying? And when I got older and I started having kids, my baby mama, my first baby mama, she'll tell me, but you know how that go. But I would consider myself a very prideful and egotistic. I ain't gonna say I'm egotistic, but I do have an ego, at times. But I pay attention to myself, just as well as I pay attention to everybody else. So I started seeing me misstep a lot. I started seeing me displaying anger and rage towards my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Because, always remember, when you love people, you give them the good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly. And for some reason, the closest people to you always be the people to take the wrath from you. Or you always be the person to take the wrath from the people that's closest to you. And it's unfortunate, but it's just like what it is. You know what I'm saying? So me realizing that, I started recognizing like, damn, I need to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to really like figure out what it is. I need to get down to the bottom of this. And being that I was always a person that people talked to, and I was never really the person that talked a lot. I could talk now, don't get me wrong. Now I could talk, but for some reason, like, it was just like people was going through so much more worse than me. So I literally just wouldn't say nothing, and I would just listen. And I realized, like, through other people's issues and problems and struggles, I realized like, damn, like I'm really like struggling, and due to this conditioning of society, we put this big responsibility on ourselves of where I'm supposed to be at a certain age. Today I'm 35, and today is, I believe, March 27th, 2020. The time is 1:01 p.m. I'm 35 years old today, and based on society, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not where I want to be, and it started to affect my mental. And on top of having two more children within the last 2 years, two healthy, beautiful sons. It's like with that alone, it was just like whoa, overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? One son okay, but two, whoo, man, that thing hit me. You know what I'm saying? Realized like, damn, bro, I need help. You know what I'm saying? And in the sense of like I need to seek some help for my mental. But, you know, every dollar I get has to go towards my family. It has to go towards, you know, just making things better in my life and better for my family. So I don't have no funds to go seek professional help. But what is professional help? You know what I'm saying? Professional help can be you just talking to your mama. You talking to your auntie, your grandma, your grandfather, you know, it could be anybody. So I told myself, and through the thoughts of and suggestions of others, just telling me like, man, bro, man, you could do this. Like, I really think that, you know what I'm saying, like, you should talk to people, you know what I'm saying? Let people know, like, because you speak with so much knowledge. And you know what I'm saying? What is knowledge? Knowledge is the experience in which we live in this life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can find knowledge through a book. You know, you can find knowledge through other people. But the greatest knowledge I've experienced was through my own experience. So, you know, most of the things that I've learned are through experiencing other people, you know, and learning from other people and mostly learning from children because man, children teach you so much about yourself. So with that being said, damn, I wrote this joint tighter than a motherfucker. But with that being said, you know, I just realized like, man, let me just do it. You know what I'm saying? And let me see how I go. So like I say, man, this is just the very first episode. This is the beginning of I would love to say, you know, a whole great future. But I don't think that far ahead. You know, I pretty much like to I pretty much like to live in the present. You know, so like I said, you know, and on this podcast, you know, we're gonna have guests, you know, we're gonna have, you know, other people come in on the live. You know, we're gonna have a Q&A. You know, we're gonna have a suggestion box. You know, maybe it's a topic that other people wanna touch bases on or want us to touch bases on. You know, we're gonna have guests who might want to just come on and just express, you know, or give their story to the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully I could build this platform to that level, you know what I'm saying, in that magnitude. But like I say, I don't have no celebrity news, you know what I'm saying? Although celebrities are real people in real time, you know what I'm saying, but they already got enough people covering them, you know what I'm saying? I wanna stay downhill with or I wanna touch on the basis of my people and the things that I see on a regular basis and the things that us as regular people we go through, you know what I'm saying? And that's just that, man, because I feel like we could build on just us like conversing about how we feel and what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Because I was grew up on like you a boy or you a man, you a male, ain't no crying, ain't no expressing your feelings, nigga, tighten up. You feel me? But the truth of the matter is, like, niggas have feelings, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that we have feelings, I feel like, fellas, we don't express our feelings enough, you know what I'm saying? We always just pushing our shit to the side. And it's just like, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm macho. I'll take on everybody else's issues and I don't need nobody for mine. And it's like, nah, bro. You gonna kill yourself, you feel me? And, nigga, I ain't trying to die. At least not right now. So, you know, like I said, man, we gonna be accepting all that, you know what I'm saying? And the more we grow, you know, the greater the show. And, you know, I'm growing with y'all and I want y'all to grow with me. I'm gonna always have a segment where I give you an experience that I've experienced in my life, you know, and it's just to release, you know what I'm saying? Because holding on to a lot of this stuff, man, is really tearing the body down. And it ain't worth it, bro. You feel me? It ain't worth it, sis. Like, for what? You know what I'm saying? And the only way to let something go is to like release it. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk about it. It ain't about putting nobody in your business. It's not about like you looking for anybody to feel sorry for you. Like I ain't looking. Keep your pity. You feel me? Fuck pity. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just strictly about being able to let it go and not hold on to it because like it literally deteriorates the inside. You know what I'm saying? And I found myself becoming very bitter. And I never was a bitter person. You know what I'm saying? In spite of anything that I went through in my life, I always found something that can make me smile or someone that can influence a smile out of me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like nowadays I realize I got this permanent like creases in my face because I'm always walking around just with my face balled up. You know what I'm saying? Just coming from the environments that I come from, like nigga can't be too friendly. You know what I'm saying? You can't walk around with no smile on your face because a motherfucker will try you. And I just knew that at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers tried to bully a nigga, and it's just like, nah, bro. I ain't with that bullying shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't like bullies. I mind my business for the most part. But all that bullying shit, like, nah, bro. And, I don't move around to feel like I'm the baddest person alive or I could beat everybody ass. Like, nah. But, nigga, I'm going to bring that pressure, bro. Yeah, I'm bringing that pressure. Like, real shit, bro. Like, I'm on what you on, bro. I'm on what you on. So it's just simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But other than that, like, man, I choose to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, laid back. I be on that herb. Nigga be chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, to kick back, relax, and just vibe out. You know what I'm saying? Don't really be on that fuck shit. I don't really like to be around a lot of people because, in the midst of a whole crowd, you gonna get that negative vibe, and it's like, man, I don't want to be around that. You know what I'm saying? And I control that. So if I don't want to be around it, I'm not gonna be around it, and that's just simple and plain. And us as people, we need to take more accountability for the situations that we put ourselves in and the people that we put ourselves around, because a lot of times we just moving and neglect that energy is real, spirits are real, and we moving and we mingling with all these different energies and spirits, and then we get home and we take all that BS back to our family, and then you wondering why your son acting crazy or your daughter just acting all wild and they don't want to listen. It's because like you ain't paying attention to the energy that you putting yourself around. Like you ain't paying attention to the people that you placing yourself around. So, I always had a thing where I was aware of these things. So, Bigga Vision podcast. I'm so excited, man. Y'all just don't understand. Only my truth of, I guess you could say, an opinion, because like I'm basically telling you like the things that I did, the steps that I took to get me through it. You know what I'm saying? And some days it didn't get me through it. Some days it was worse than it was the day before. But I get through it on a regular. And you know what I'm saying? So I tell people like we all go through things, but I started feeling so angry